G'day guys and welcome back to ADOS the Great YouTube channel. So guys, for today's video we're going to be going over firstly my round 1 tips, and then I will give you my round 2 tips. So I got 7 out of 9. That's not too bad, I'll take that. The first game was the Demons against the Bulldogs. D's won by 26. Quick maths. I backed them by 18, so it wasn't too bad. I'll take that. Carlton against Richmond. I backed Carlton in this one. Completely understand that, a lot of people tipped against Richmond for obvious reasons. Richmond should be able to pose a threat, but we I got that one right, so I was very stoked about that one. They actually won that one quite comfortably in the end. Next up, Saints against Collingwood. I did back St Kilda. I did not expect Collingwood to play the way they did. They were outstanding, so shout out to them. Next up, I got Geelong over Essendon. Right, huge win there for the Cats. Like literally a huge win for the Cats. And I just think that Geelong are going to assert their dominance from here on out. I think they're going to be a tough team to beat, and I think Essendon are going to struggle a little bit. Geelong did this with players out. Understandably, Essendon also had players out, but to win by 66 points, is that right? Yes, that is crazy good. So I'm going to give props to Geelong there, especially for getting me the tip. Sydney I had over the Giants. That came through. Lions were a little bit disappointing for me, but they still got the job done. I thought Port Adelaide controlled most of that game. Hawthorn, an easy-ish win over North Melbourne. North Melbourne did trouble them a little bit, but in the end they got the job done. Fremantle got a good win, a close win over Adelaide. Adelaide played quite well at Adelaide Oval, but I don't expect that form to continue too far in. I think we may see them slide back to reality when they play some of those top teams. Finally, I did back my boys here. I thought we could get it done. Understanding that I did do these tips, I believe, before the team lists were announced for this game, so I didn't realise how many players we actually had out. So we do welcome back Tim Kelly and another player, I believe, this week. But yeah, look, we lost this one. We played quite well for 3 quarters and just got beaten in the fourth. Unfortunately, we just couldn't handle the Suns in the fourth. But at the end of the day, I am proud of West Coast and proud of how they played, and I wouldn't have changed that tip for anything, to be honest. All right, moving on to round 2. I think this one could prove to be the game of the round. Western Bulldogs against Carlton. Carlton proved... Why have I tipped Carlton? I haven't tipped... Oh, no. I was going to say... could prove to be the game of the round. Could Carlton pull off another upset? I don't know, but I am going to go a safe option and back the Bulldogs here by 15. I think that's fair. I don't think it's going to be an absolute thrashing. I think Carlton will play very well for the most part of the game, but then, I think they'll fall off closer to the end of the game, and the Dogs will take their opportunity. Next up, we have Sydney against Geelong. Geelong played extraordinarily well last week. Sydney were good as well. Both of these teams, for me, were the teams of the round. And I think this is going to be a cracker of a game at the SCG. I'm going to back the Swans. I'm going to back the Swans in this one. I think they'll get the job done here. I think it'll be a very close game. But I think at Sydney, they'll win this one. This one's easy for me. I think Collingwood will pull off a pretty big win over Adelaide. Collingwood were brilliant in round 1, and I think they'll continue that awesome form in round 2. Next up is another one that's fairly easy. The Brisbane Lions should get the win here quite comfortably. I think probably a 30 to 40 margin there. Essendon look like they could be in a little bit of trouble this season. I don't know. It's only round 1, so it's hard to tell, but I think the Lions have got that one quite easily. Next up, we've got Port Adelaide against Hawthorn. I'm back in the power. I think they'll bounce back this week and have a pretty good win there over Hawthorn. I do think the betting is a little bit off. I'd probably have Hawthorn around the $2.50 mark though. Hawthorn, I think, will be a danger team for some teams this year, but I can't see them beating Port Adelaide. Next up is the Melbourne Demons against the Gold Coast Suns. This is at Metricon Stadium. Suns, you've got to give them credit for their win last week. Even though West Coast had a lot of injuries, it's still not easy to win at Optus against the Eagles. I mean, last year it kind of was, but at the same time, that was a big win for the Suns. And I think they can take that momentum and have a good game against Melbourne. Wouldn't surprise me if they posed a bit of a threat to the Demons, but I think the Demons should still win this one comfortably. I think the form guide with the $3.60 to the $1.29 is actually pretty crap odds. Like, I would have thought Gold Coast would have been about $5 to win this one, but it is what it is, I guess. Especially when Hawthorn are $4 and Port Adelaide are $1.25. Like, I'd probably have Hawthorn closer, but I suppose it is played at Adelaide Oval. Next up, we've got West Coast against North Melbourne. North Melbourne could prove a threat here to the West Coast Eagles. I do think bringing back Tim Kelly is going to help them a lot. However, at the same time, North Melbourne are going to be a tough team to beat, especially at Marvel Stadium. I'm going to back the Eagles. I am going to back the Eagles here. I think they'll have a bounce back week this week. I think Tim Kelly's actually going to be one of their most improved players this year, and I think he's going to start this round. I've got the Eagles winning this one. I think they can get the job done. Next one, I am going to tip an upset here, although it's $1.90 to $1.94, so I don't know if you could really consider this an upset. I think the Giants are going to get a pull off a win against Richmond. I think Richmond are in all sorts at the moment. I really don't see them making the top 8 this year. I'm pretty sure I did have them in there in my ladder prediction, but after round 1, I'm a bit disappointed on how they played. So I think the Giants will get the win there. And rounding the week off, I think Fremantle will want to bounce back after that close game against Adelaide. I think they will win this game quite comfortably, and they get my tip to round out the week. So once more, we'll just run over it. Bulldogs over Carlton, Sydney over Geelong, Collingwood over Adelaide, Brisbane over Essendon, Port Adelaide over Hawthorn, Melbourne over the Suns, West Coast over North Melbourne, GWS over Richmond, and finally Fremantle over St Kilda. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend and enjoy the football. I hope you guys have been enjoying my tips. And yeah, that is going to round it up from me though, guys. So thank you all so much for your support. Thank you all so much for watching. And as always, guys, I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.